Shad here with Speed Addicts, a fast growing gear site on the web, and today we're going to uncrate the Dainese Steel Pro. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump in and tell you all about these Dainese gauntlets, do us a favor and subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. That way you don't miss out on any of the latest gear reviews. Speed Addicts is always getting first look at new parts and gear coming into the industry. Subscribe to the channel, that way you don't miss out. If you'd like to purchase a set of gloves from us here at Speed Addicts that we're gonna talk about today, we make it real easy. There's a link in the description below that'll get you right over to Speed Addicts to check these gloves out. You'll also be able to shop for any other parts or gear you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. So there's really about 3 gauntlets from Dainese that we would consider track ready. Now, the Steel Pro is kind of right in the middle of the lineup. Underneath this, they have the Druid 4, which is my pick for aggressive street riding and the occasional track day. Above this is the Metal 6, which is their full-on MotoGP ready $500 gauntlet. This is going to split the difference here. The Steel Pro is going to come in at $359, making it a very serious gauntlet that is ready for racing, competitive racing, track days, or probably overkill for street use, but just epic, badass. It's got a lot of tech in here. We're going to give you the full deep dive today. And first off, the name is coming from these stainless steel plates on the back of it. So let's jump in and talk about the protection. It's going to be CE certified, CE level 1 certified. Size, and we're going to get this taken care of right off the top. The fitment on these gloves, I find them to be quite true. I'm a 9-inch circumference of the palm. So get that measurement, go by the sizing chart. That recommends a size large for me. That's what I'm wearing. That's what I typically wear in Dainese gloves, and it fits awesome. Now, this is a goat hide leather glove through and through. All of it, it's going to stretch, it's going to break in about 10 to 15%, depending on the shape of your hand, and it is going to become a lot more comfortable after you ride it for a little bit. This glove is not as comfortable out of the box as the Druid 4. It is a stiffer glove by design. It's a higher level of protection, so keep that in mind. And you do want it to fit nice and snug out of the box. They're going to see size ranges, small through to extra large, and you got the black on black here, and they also have a black red available. Now, when it comes to fit, you really should be shopping for your gear at Speed Addicts because we're going to offer you no cost returns. Sizing charts and guesstimations are a great place to start, but what happens when it doesn't fit? Well, if you shop at Speed Addicts, you're gonna get that free return label in a couple of clicks. We don't nickel and dime you like those other guys. All you have to do to qualify is live in the lower 48 states and make sure the gear is brand new in the original packaging with all the tags and bags, and we'll treat you like family and make it real easy. Give us a shot on the next gear purchase. Okay, enough with my shameless plugs. Let's jump in and look at the Steel Pro. We're gonna start with the back of the hand and work our way over to the palm. There's a lot to go over here. Let's start with the fingers and the digit protection. You have 2 layers of goat hide here, so they're stacking those on top of each other. In between, they're sandwiching TPU, hard TPU knuckle protectors. You get them on both digits on your ring finger, and then single digits on your index and middle fingers here. These are nice and stiff, and they are wrapped in that goat hide there. The pinky is a whole nother story. We'll cover that more when we flip this glove over. Suffice to say, they did not skimp on pinky protection here. As you work your way back, you're gonna notice you're gonna run into that stainless steel first knuckle protector here. And this thing is just badass. It's matte finished. It looks great. You do have a little bit of mesh around here that's gonna allow a little bit more airflow than the Druid 4. And that is a nice thing around those panels. Lots of accordion, more than the previous models of the same glove. You're gonna get lots of stretch. It's gonna allow this to flex pretty good. Now, when we compare this to the Druid 4, you will notice a few things here. Number one, when you're trying these gloves on side by side, this Druid 4 out of the box is gonna be much more comfortable. And that is because the carbon fiber, the resin covered carbon fiber here has a little bit more flex out of the box. The chassis is also not quite as stiff when it comes to the leather construction. And so out of the box, and for most street riders, this is gonna be like where you're gonna gravitate towards just because it's a little bit more comfy. But the Steel Pro does break in quite nicely, so stay with it. You want that higher level of protection for the track. This is where you're gonna wanna be. Okay, now when we work our way back, you're gonna notice this glove is articulated slightly outwards. It's gonna allow you to have a more natural position on those rear sets in a tucked position, and they accomplish that with this little strip of neoprene here, and it allows that glove to just slightly tilt outwards. As we move to the cuff of the gauntlet, this is foam padded. I've seen other reviews where they said this is TPU or some sort of plastic material. This is just impact foam. This is not very stiff. It is giving you a little bit of protection, but it's not hard. It doesn't bind up on you. It keeps the glove comfortable. As we roll over to the palm area, you're gonna notice this weird, awkward looking seam. I am not a fan of the way this looks, but it's going to add rigidity. It's holding multiple layers of this glove together and make it really stout. I don't know if they could accomplish that with a little less, just awkward look to it, but that is exactly how it is supposed to be designed. And when we get to the thumb here, you're going to notice another one of those TPU knuckle protectors, hard plastic that is covered by the goat hide. Everything's double stitched. And when we work our way into the crook, of course, you have another secondary reinforcement panel that is stitched up. Now this is where it starts to get interesting. Dainese is using this rubberized tread pattern here across the center of the palm. This is the same grip pad that they have on the Druid 4 that I just showed you. It's also the same pad that you get on the metal 6 glove. So they use that same grip on all of them. That's going to allow you to grip the handlebars easier, reduce hand fatigue. It's kind of a nice way to do it. I've seen all sorts of different methods to kind of attack the same problem, silicone, waffle, all sorts of stuff like that. This is Dainese's solution. It is really cool. Now when we move to the pinky, they've really gone after the protection on the pinky. Of course, pinky's very vulnerable, and they are going to reinforce it with hard plastic sliders. It's going to promote sliding, which is good. You don't want things to grab the asphalt and pull backwards. You want to slide not only from your palm, but on the pinky too. Sliding is important not only because it's going to keep the leather from getting ripped apart and thus save your hand, but it also saves your joints. When your hand slides across the asphalt, instead of sticking, your joints won't load, okay? If your hand sticks, you're gonna go over the top, you're gonna load and cause joint injuries. So that is why a lot of these manufacturers are really focusing on the slide. Now, while we're talking about the pinky, you're gonna see the distortion control plate, the DPC. This is a different way to control that back bending of the pinky. Instead of a finger bridge, you see a lot of gloves will have the bridge where the pinky is connected to the ring finger. And, by doing this, Dainese's freed up your hand to kind of move how it should. It makes the glove feel less bulky. I really like this. This is a smart way to do it. I'm a fan of the DCP, and that is the same unit they have, again, on the Druid 4 or the Metal 6. They're accomplishing that the same sort of way. Now, let's go back to the palm and show you that palm slider. This thing is a big, chunky palm slider. So no matter if you fall with your hand down or more on your side, this is going to give you coverage. Underneath here, you have impact foam. So you get sliding, low coefficient of friction, and you get that impact protection. Now, on the Druid 4, what is missing is a scaphoid impact protector. They've added that here on the Steel Pro. You also get it on the Metal 6. What I'd like to see here is probably a puck. It'd be nice if this gave you some slide protection in addition to the impact protection. I'm seeing more and more gloves come with a scaphoid slide on here, so you don't have just one, you have 2 sliders on your palm. It'd be interesting to see if maybe they add that at a later date. You move down here, you've got the wrist strap flap that's going to protect that wrist strap from grabbing on the tarmac should you go down, and again, promote sliding. That's what you want to see in a set of good gauntlets. We open this up, you notice they didn't wrap the whole thing in leather. Down here, this is going to breathe a little bit better. This is neoprene. It's got kind of a honeycomb matrix inside of it. It's going to allow more breathability than that Druid, which is full leather wrap. And that about does it. That is the Steel Pro. We also have videos on both those other gloves I'm mentioning. You want to see what you get when you step up to the $500 Metal 6. There's a link to that video in the description below. But that does it for the Steel Pro. Again, $359. It's going to get you one of the Mac Daddies of sport bike gauntlets on the market today. there's a question I didn't answer, don't worry, writer support is always standing by at speedaddicts.com, where you can speak to a human over the phone, live chat, or emails. If you've already got a set of these gloves, let us know how you like them in the comment section below. They've been out for a minute, so I know some of you out there have them. Let us know how you like them. I know people are very particular about gloves. Sound off, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.